Hi, my name is Alex. I'm a bookkeeper at American Bookkeeping Services. And yeah, I thought today I would just go through how to upload an invoice, how to create an invoice, how to create a recurring invoice, and how to customize it for your clients. So yeah, we're going to talk about a lot of different things. So first we'll go into click on New. We'll click on Invoice. And this here is our invoice. So we can add a customer here. We'll add a new customer, and this dialog will come up on the right here. So we can say Jim's Tree Service. Okay. We also have the customer display name here. Okay, and then we also want to include their email. So for this, we are going to include my email. I'm going to send it to myself, and then I'm going to show you guys how to open and view the invoice. Okay, so now that we have that set, you can obviously fill in all of the rest of the fields if you'd like. We will just, for the sake of this demonstration, we will just click Save. So we're just saving the customer information. And you can see we can also customize our invoice. We can click Add a Logo. So if we have a company logo that we'd like to attach, we can also see on the right side here, customization. There's lots of different fields here for customization. So if we want to include the invoice number, invoice date, due date, and the terms, all of those are here. We can check or uncheck those. Some additional information that we might want to include. And we can also add some more custom fields if we want. We have payment options, so we can change what type of payments we accept. Apple Pay, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, direct from banks, PayPal, and Venmo. We can also manage our payment details. So this is important. We need to set this up to accept payments for our business in QuickBooks. So QuickBooks can actually accept payments, and we can set it up so that it can transfer those to a bank account, but we need to click Setup to connect accounts. And this is different than setting up the bank transfer. So just make sure that you do that if you want to accept payments via QuickBooks. It can be a good way to easily manage your accounts receivable and money coming in to your QuickBooks. So yeah, we have more options here that we can set. Invoice total, deposits, if we want to have a discount. We can also add a shipping fee. We can set up multi-currency. That can get a little bit complicated if we wanted to accept different currencies. So we'll just leave it how it is. Design, we can change the color of our invoice. So we can see we can change it to green. Now this color here, the invoice is green. Now we can change it back to blue. We can set it as printer friendly if we want. We can change the template. We can create our own templates and set up how it's formatted. We can change the font. So we can click here if we want to make our invoice recurring, which is really helpful for managing our accounts receivable, especially if it's something that happens monthly or weekly. For instance, if we have a weekly or even bi-weekly lawn care, for instance, we can click this and make it recurring. So this is, again, over here what the invoice will look like. And for here, we can select what product or service we will be providing. So for now, I'll just click services, although you should have it be more detailed than that. It's definitely a good idea to really think about how you label your services so that you can stay organized in your business. So for description, we will say tree trimming services. And let's say we trimmed one tree and it is $25 for one tree. And we do that once a week, maybe. So, okay, so this is scheduled recurring settings over here. We have scheduled, reminder, or unscheduled. So for reminder, QuickBooks will remind us when we need to send the invoice. Scheduled, it will automatically send the invoice. So for here, we also want to make sure that we click automatically send emails if we want QuickBooks to automatically send our emails for us. So for instance, with scheduled, it will automatically send the emails because we have this checked, and it will automatically send it with no reminder for us. It will just do it. If we click reminder, it will give us a reminder and it will automatically send the email for us. I'll just keep it as scheduled. And then we come down here to our interval. We can see what date we want to start on. So today is March 5th. So tomorrow would be the first day that I'd like to send our invoice. You'll notice that it says 401. So we also need to set the day of the month that we want the invoice to be sent. So for this, we'll click the 6th because tomorrow is March 6th. I only want to send myself one invoice so that I don't spam myself. So we'll just set it to one occurrence, but you can see that if we set it, we can set as many occurrences as we want. We can also have it end by a certain date. So for instance, if we wanted to have it set at weekly intervals or even daily intervals, we could say we want it to end at the end of the year, for instance, maybe. Maybe if we had weekly, we could have it end by December 31st, 2025. If we wanted to end at the end of the year, even though we're using weekly intervals. So we could also do that. For now, we'll just have it set at monthly after one occurrence, and we'll have it end on the 6th. We'll have it sent out on the 6th of the month, which is tomorrow. So I will get this invoice tomorrow and we will review it. So once everything in your template looks good, we can edit our customer payment options right now here. Apple Pay, Visa, MasterCard, Discover. So these are all of the ones that we will accept. We can also click to set up our sales tax. Remember, as a business owner, it's your responsibility to collect sales tax. So make sure that we set this up. We can set up automated sales tax. So for this, I'll set my business location. Okay, and then QuickBooks will determine your tax rate for your location. It might take a minute. Okay, great. So now it has set up our tax rate. Let's go back to scheduling because it took us from the recurring invoice back to a regular invoice. Okay, so just make sure to fill out the tax rate, the tax form section before you try to create a recurring invoice because it will make it more difficult. It will erase all of your work. Okay, so once we've set that up and we can click automatic calculation or custom rates, we'll leave it at automatic calculation. But again, it's your responsibility as a business owner to make sure that you're collecting the correct sales tax rate, and it definitely gets complicated when you sell items across state lines. Interstate tax rates can be tricky. So see the math. So this is cool because it breaks down all of the tax rates. So it calculates the total tax rate with Virginia state tax, the county tax, and the district tax as well, what we should be collecting. And we can just close that. So we have all of our information. We can also add over here a note to our customer. So we will write something nice. Thank you for your business. Have a great day. Okay, great. So we have that. We can also add additional notes on our invoice if we'd like. We can tell them our preferred payment method. And again, make sure to activate payments in QuickBooks as well if you want to get paid directly through QuickBooks. We can also add attachments. So if we want to add pictures or some other cost sheet or a breakdown there, we can do that as well. Okay, let's see, that's everything in here. So we'll save this template. So QuickBooks will ask you to create a template name. We'll just call this sample template 1. Another thing that's important is to pick and really consider our payment terms. So I would recommend clicking due on receipt. You can also do net 15, net 30, or net 60. But in order to minimize your accounts receivable, I'd recommend due on receipt. That way you're not trying to chase down any kind of payments. Make your life easier. So we'll click Save Template. All right, so our template is saved. We can view the template by clicking on the gear icon and going to recurring transactions. So you'll see here, this is split out by client. So customer vendor, Jim's Tree Service, is who we're invoicing. And the interval, we can see all of our information here. And we can set this up so that we have multiple clients in this recurring transactions section here. Multiple lines. We can have all of our clients in here. We can have all of them being recurring transactions. So, yeah. And it should be set up now so that tomorrow we get an invoice in the email that we set for Jim's Tree Service. So because I set my personal email as this demo client, Jim's Tree Service is a demo client, I should be receiving an email tomorrow. So we'll come back tomorrow and review the invoice that we received. All right, so I want to show you guys what an invoice looks like from the client's perspective. So I've opened my email. I received an invoice from myself. So yeah, you can see the amount, the due date, the actual bill itself. If we click on here, click there. We also have the issuer, which is, of course, me, American Bookkeeping Services. And we can see the amount. We can click review and pay here. If we didn't have QuickBooks payment set up, this would say view and print. But because we're able to accept money through QuickBooks, we set that up. It says review and pay. So just make sure that it says that if you want to get paid through QuickBooks. So we have our test company. We have terms, due on receipt, and we can scroll down. We see balance due, and then we should be able to click here, review and pay, and then this will bring us to a credit card screen for our client. This is what our client would see. We can view the invoice. We can click it here, and they can put in all their information, card number. They can click credit. They can also set up their bank for direct deposit using the routing number and account number. And they can also, if you look down here, they can also sign in or create an account for future payments. So that's something that your client can do to be able to save their payment information here. So yeah. And we can also view the invoice, which just gives basically a PDF version with our itemized description of our product or service, right? So yeah, pretty useful. Yeah, I'm excited to keep making these videos for you guys. If you have any comments or questions, put them down in the comment section. Let me know if there's any topics that you'd like me to cover. Again, my name is Alex. I'm a bookkeeper at American Bookkeeping Services. And yeah, I'm excited to keep making these videos, and hopefully one of them helps you. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.